Two developments in America overnight interested me. One, Rajan put a LinkedIn post writing a note to Modi. Another is Trump with his usual antics. Let's see what they did. Welcome back to Berich. First and foremost, let's take Rajan. Rajan has sounded an ominous warning to the Indian government. He has said this lockdown was poorly planned but essential. But if India does not prioritize its spending on the poor and make sure that the poor have enough to stay at home, the objective of the lockdown will fail. People will defy the lockdown and start to get back to work because starving is an option. Either if corona doesn't get you, starvation will get you. And that is what he meant, though he didn't put it in so many words. So he's saying that unless you prioritize spending on poor, you are going to have poor streaming back to work and defying the lockdown. The middle class and the rich are used to having servants around them, will employ them. So this whole concept of social distancing will fail. It is you can only police so much. He also says India has got a problem. Unlike developed nations, whose currency is a reserve currency, they cannot spend. They can spend 10% of GDP. India cannot afford to do that. India can afford to spend very comparatively less. India has to keep in mind how much bonds it's willing to float and at what rate it's willing to float. For if India prints too much, then long-term interest rates will go through the roof. Already, with sustained bond selling by foreigners, has made sure that Indian bond long-term bond yields are at 6.41, a full 200 basis points above the RBI's repo rate. This difference will get only accentuated. There will be flight of capital, rates will go up, and as rates go up, exchange rates will fall, and we will import inflation. To avoid it, the government must walk a straight path between fiscal prudence and prioritizing the poor. India must spend at least $125 billion tomorrow to make sure money is directly transferred to the poor. It is only now, 10 days after the announcement, some people have received 500 and some ration card holders in Tamil Nadu have received 1000 rupees for a urban worker is no money. We need to spend at least 6,000 rupees a month for the next 6 months for the poorest of the poor. That represents 25% of our population. That is 25%. India has 5 crore families that are in that sector and they need to be supported with income. If you do not do that, there is no way this crisis is going to end well. Even if corona abates in 3 months, the sheer joblessness and will make sure that companies cannot service their debt, let alone the interest on working capital deferred for 3 months. The original borrowing will go waste, NPS will rise, banks will be in trouble. To avoid this, the government should act now and spend $125 billion to keep the system liquid. Issuing too much bonds means pushing up the rates of the long-term bonds and dropping the value of the rupee. So the government has to watch both. The rupee can go up to 80 rupees, which is its fair value. Anything more than 80, we will start to import inflation. Second, the entire global prosperity over the last 30 years was built on globalization and free trade among nations. Trump has steadily destroyed that consensus, threatening to put America first. He has put coercive duties on Chinese products. Coercion doesn't work, but today he has threatened that he will increase import duties of crude oil into United States, protecting domestic sector and make it difficult for the Gulf and Russia to sell oil to America. This is exactly what India is doing, raising taxes on fuel as an easy way to offset collection. What Trump does not understand is that the entire demand for America is going to collapse. People are going to consume less fuel. By making fuel deliberately costly, he is harming the consumer and not saving the companies. Protectionist policies are bad, but populist governments from Brazil to America to India to Philippines think it's a great solution, and they are cutting the branch with an axe sitting on the same. Very soon the branch will fall. Only time will tell who's right. Thank you for watching Be Rich. If you like this video, kindly share it with your friends and relatives. Kindly press the subscribe button of my channel and turn on the bell notifications. There's a WhatsApp number given below. Those who want to buy my books can send their number there and my team would contact you. Both my books are available on Kindle and the mails. And if you want to contact me, please send me a mail on berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for watching Be Rich.